Hey guys, this is me after the second day of working on my Peggle clone. Um, I never really explained what Peggle actually is, so in short, you just need to shoot balls and they get affected by gravity, and you need to hit all of the orange pegs. To me, they're red, but officially they're orange. I'm colorblind, so I'm not going to disagree with that. And you need to hit all of the orange pegs with your balls until they run out of the Borrelotron. And you have a number of different characters like the unicorn Bjorn and the hamster and the bunny. And anyway, um, and they made a mobile version of Peggle, which is not as good. It has like a whole life system built in, and if you lose all three of your lives, you either pay money or you wait like half an hour, well, or actually an hour and a half. It does add more characters. In the base game, you have 10 different characters, all of these, some of which I already showed just now. Then you have Peggle Knights, which is kind of a sequel that uses the same 10 characters. These are just reskins, so this is the same hamster as that one. And one new character, which kind of shows the potential of adding more characters. We have Peggle 2, which was an Xbox 360 exclusive, so I can't even play it. It also flopped pretty bad, I'm pretty sure. And then we have Peggle Blast, which has a whole bunch of new characters. But Peggle Blast just isn't that good because it adds a lot of stuff. Like, it feels very much like it's made for children and to get money out of you. This is my Peggle remake after day 2. The most obvious change, I think, is the bucket, but you can see some changes up here as well. Most changes in here aren't visual, though, or at least not visual at the start. What the bucket does in normal Peggle is it moves from left to right, just like in my version, and then if your ball gets caught in the bucket, you get an extra ball in here. So with every shot, you shoot a ball, which makes this counter go down and remove one from the stack. And then if it lands in here, you just get the ball right back. So you basically didn't waste a ball on whatever you hit. So I can try and get through here and then try and hit it. Okay, not in one shot. There we go. And you can see it hits it and it disappears. Right now, I don't have the same ball display, but there is a limited amount of balls. And if they run out, then you can't keep shooting anymore and you lose the game. But I've also added before you could shoot like as many times per second as you could spam click in a second. So right now, if I spam click, this happens. It actually waits until the ball is off the screen, then it gets deleted, and then I can shoot the next one. Slowly bringing the count down until I'm out. I changed the colors a little bit so that green will be more obvious, but I still have a hard time seeing it. I think that's green. That's green. The green pegs in normal Peggle, like over here, give you a special ability, and the ability that it gives you depends on the character you play as over here. I've also added that, and it just didn't have a sprite for it, so it just looks like an orange peg on top of the cannon. Well, it should be the character that you're playing as, which in this case is going to be some type of star, and we'll see why. Now that I've grabbed the green peg, my next shot doesn't look very different if I hit multiple, and it draws a line between them, and then when the ball falls out of screen, it deletes everything on that line, so everything in between all the pegs that I've hit. So all the powers that I am going to add all use the same structure, which means they all have the same variables and triggers that they rely on. So for the one that I showed you before, power immediately is off, meaning it doesn't immediately start drawing lines after you hit the green peg. It first waits till your ball falls out of the screen and you shoot again. So that's why that is on false. Then turn count is the amount of turns, so the amount of times you can shoot and still get the effect from the green peg, which in this case is just one. You shoot once after hitting the green peg, and then it draws lines, and then it stops, because otherwise it will be far too overpowered. But for some other effects, like in standard Peggle, you would have multiple turns per effect, because the effect just isn't that good or game-changing. Then I have key pegs, which I had to add specifically for this, because normally when you shoot, you activate all the pegs and they disappear after a while, but when you have hit the green peg before and then you shoot again, it needs to make sure that all the pegs stay on the board while it draws lines through them, and then once the ball falls out of the screen, it eliminates them. Then these are the triggers. So based on these things, it's going to do different things. Like the simplest one really is collect, which is when you hit the green peg initially. So I can also say, for example, turn the gravity upside down when you hit a green peg, then I will put all of that, all those changes behind the collect trigger. Collect just means when you first collect the power-up. Then shoot is whenever you shoot with the power-up, so I don't use that right now. Then hit peg is when you hit the peg with the power-up, so that's something I use for the constellation one. because when you hit a peg with the power-up, it should start drawing lines between pegs and connecting them. And the other one I use is shot end for the constellation power-up, which means it has to do things once the ball has dropped out of the screen or into the bucket. So once the ball is off the screen in general, then it starts collecting all those pegs on the lines. And except for that, we also have hit void, which is specifically if the ball falls into the void, or specifically if the ball falls into the bucket.